Hi everybody, welcome back to my show. So if you're watching this, chances are that you are miserable and deeply unsatisfied with life. And there's multiple components to that, but today we're going to talk about overindulgence and the inherent greed that is in humanity. Not all of us, not all of us. And me in real time, I not only unlearned it, but I applied it, right? Not everything in our lives requires manipulation to make it fit our needs and wants. Why can't we just accept things for how and what they are, right? And it's in that acceptance where we find peace. Simple. The simple things truly are the real blessings. And I know that because of the life that I've built for myself, right? Like, call me crazy, but I structured a life of freedom. And what that freedom looks like is unlearning all of the ways that I was. And yes, I was greedy. But I don't mean in the way of not just not sharing, right? But let's say if I was at a restaurant and I got a sandwich and the sandwich already has ketchup. Guys, I'm notorious. Excuse me, waiter, can I please have an extra side of ketchup? Extra. I always needed extra. I couldn't accept things for what they were. And if you're new here, I decided to travel nomadically without a plan. Welcome to Free Spirit Friendly, the internal travels of a magical nomad, where I travel the world to save myself, which is saving the world. A world. But yeah, so in me living this lifestyle that literally requires me to flow, right? I almost have to go where the wind blows me because that's my intention. And so I allow life to meet me wherever I go in the world. I have learned that it's the simple things that are the most fulfilling, because with my lifestyle, I can't afford 8 seasonings. Why am I dousing my cauliflower in all-purpose flour, then dunking it in a dry batter, and then seasoning it with 8 things? Why isn't salt, oregano, and a little bit of garlic powder enough? Pop it in the oven, roast it. It tastes just like a wing. You know what I mean? These are the thoughts that I really had to accept. Why can't my apple have a little brown spot in it? Am I gonna die? Why can't my bananas be, God forbid, a little brown, have some spots on them? Good. That's enriching. Those are the sugars. You know, I had to train my brain to be honest. Are you guys hearing me? And so it was in that training that I recognized most people aren't willing to go within themselves until they're forced to. Especially me coming from America, overindulgence was a huge part of my identity, as along with entitlement, right? I'm deserving of it. This is how I want it. This is how I see it. So it's going to be this way. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Why can't you accept everything for what it is? Okay, mind you, I'm talking to the both of us here, because the only reason I can sit here and speak this way is because I've said all of these things to myself, right? The world owes you nothing. Nothing. It is only in how you perceive yourself that the world will treat you. And so going back to that question I just asked, it's not about why can't you accept things for what they are. It's why don't you accept yourself? I mean, think about it. Even me, guys, we're in this together. I sometimes go through periods where I'm just hard on myself. You know, I recognize that I'm in a state of doing because I think my lifestyle calls for it. That I forget that, damn, what I did last week was enough. The research I did last week, what I booked last week, all of that took energy. What I gave to my body last week, what I said to myself last week. Why am I cutting myself short? I don't need to pile more on top of what I've done. The work I've done is sufficient. Who you are is amazing, because without you, the world would not be turning. This is the divine truth. Every single stream of consciousness that exists right now on the planet, we're all working in tandem to change the planet for the better through our decisions to change. How beautiful is that? What a blessing to be here. And so a deep, deep, deep part of that change, guys, if you really want to have a deeper appreciation for life and not really suffer so much in your mind, you have to stop needing so much to be content. You have to, because in needing more, you are sending out vibrations to the universe. You are telling God, I am not enough, so I need more to fill my voids. I am not satisfied with who I am. So in my life, I will demonstrate dissatisfaction. Why are you eating out 5 days a week? Why do you need something outside of yourself to give? How about you do a challenge, dedicate 2 weeks to providing food for yourself from your hands in that kitchen. That's what I did. Starting May 1st, I just said, you know what? I'm going to stop eating out. And I'm going to see what it's like for me to create and give myself the simple things. And can I make that sufficient? I don't need a 5-star dinner once a week. We do not need so much. That's the root of humanity's suffering. It's forgetting that they were all that they needed. Maybe you don't need that extra sauce. Maybe you don't have to go to the mall that day. Sit on the couch and think about your life. Reflect. Do you celebrate yourself? Do you give yourself gratitude? Are you happy to wake up in the morning? These are the bare minimum things that have been forgotten and replaced, I guess you could say, with bullshit that adds no value. And I honestly think that's it. You guys know me. I stop where I'm supposed to. This is also a part of the overindulgence. I'm not here to shed some magical, this is the truth. You have to get down to the nitty gritty of how you are living your life. And if you are not satisfied with it, well, it's your responsibility to change it, right? And to be honest, guys, this life didn't come perfect to me. I am still in the learning process, but I've learned and applied enough to know that I am so much more happy giving myself the little things. So when the big things do materialize, it'll be a celebration, But for now, the little things are my wins. And if you'd like to know more truths about this life and how to really face yourself in honesty, I'm actually writing a book about it. And you can join my free newsletter down below to stay updated with what I have going on, when the book will come out, etc. And I'm so excited to share this with you guys because I can only give so much on YouTube and my platforms. I can only let you guys in on so much. But you guys deserve to know what the magical path of someone who is saving the world really looks like. Because this is a big deal. The fact that we exist together right now is a huge deal. And we're all in this together. So with that being said, I love you so much and thank you for listening to today's episode. The truth is, guys, you're all that you need. But first you have to stop being greedy. There's a deep-seated greed in humanity and an entitlement that must be transformed through love of self, by accepting who you are in this moment, by appreciating that you don't need any more customizations. Your avatar is completely fine in the state that it's in now. And it's in that knowing where you can actually apply that in your real life. Take the time to do the little things and then intentionally find gratitude in them. You can walk, some people can't. You can breathe. Some people would die to have life. Okay? I love you so much and thank you guys for being here. Ciao for now. I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.